Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Jan if you're new here. So today we're starting our Christmas dishes. And at least for right now, they're going to be mostly desserts or treats or candies or whatever you want to class them as. And I'm going to do my absolute best to stick to 5 ingredient or less desserts or treats for you. And so today we're going to start with chocolate caramel fudge. Now the first thing you'll need is an 8x8 pan or some sort of pan. You could use a bread loaf, a loaf pan if you want. But for this one specifically, I do recommend an 8x8. I also highly recommend you line it with parchment paper, making sure you leave some hanging over two matching sides, either this way or that way. You can grease this, but parchment works better. If you have a Dollar General near you, you can get a roll for $1.25 that comes with 16 pre-cut parchment paper sheets. I do use those often depending on what I'm making. They're at least 2 sizes bigger than this, maybe even 3, just one sheet is. So I also have a roll that I just, tear it to where I want it, which is what I'm using this time. But so again, parchment lined, 8x8, and I'm just using these little clippies to make sure everything stays in place. So for your actual ingredients for this, you'll need 12 ounces or a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. You're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla. Caramel, you're going to need 6 ounces. So we're going to use a little over half of this bag because it's an 11-ounce bag. And you're also going to need 1 tablespoon of heavy cream, possibly 2 tablespoons. It's really going to depend on how old your caramel is. If it's newer, it will be softer and it will melt easier. But if it's, if you've had the bag, say stored in your pantry for 6 months, you might need 2 tablespoons of the heavy cream to get it to melt right. So, first thing we're going to do is break open our chocolate chips and our sweetened condensed milk, and we're going to microwave them for 30 seconds. No more than 30 seconds at a time. In fact, I will microwave them for 30 seconds, give them a really good stir for probably 20 seconds, and then I will microwave them again for 15 or 20 seconds. So I'll be right back. So our 2 cups of chocolate chips, which is basically what 12 ounces, what a 12-ounce bag is, maybe 2, very full cups. Okay, got our chocolate chips in here and our can of sweetened condensed milk. It's going into the microwave for 30 seconds, and then we'll stir it. Let's give it the first stir. And y'all, it's important to do this slowly or you will burn up your chocolate. You want to mix it really well every time you put it in the microwave. Stir it for, I'd say, at least 20 seconds. Okay. Going back in the microwave, and we're going to do 15-second intervals until it's just about melted, and then I will stir it until it's completely melted. Okay, you see how it's mostly melted, but it's still rather lumpy looking? We're going to microwave it for another 15 seconds. We want it silky smooth. Be right back. Okay, see how silky, shiny, smooth that is now? That's what we're looking for. Now quickly, because this is already starting to set, we're going to add about a half teaspoon of vanilla. Stir that in. You definitely want to move quick because it will start setting up on you. Okay. Got a pan over here. Oh. And this is a fudge. You know, you can make this now and freeze it if you want. You don't want to cut it now, though. You can put it in the fridge to harden for a couple of hours and then take it out, and I would wrap it. I'd wrap it in at least two wraps of saran wrap and then put it in a freezer safe bag. Maybe even 2 freezer safe bags. Okay, now we're going to take our, if you got an offset spatula, that would work much better. Press it out the best you can, using what you got. In other words, it probably won't be exactly square, and that's all right. If you're going to use it as a gift, obviously you want to get it square, but for just showing y'all, I'm all right with it if it's not just perfectly square. See if you can get it, you know, as flat as you can, or as even as you can. Okay. I think this will be good enough. Trying to get those edges to fold down right. Okay, now I'm going to stick this in the fridge while we work on our caramel, and then we'll get this back out. Almost there, come on. See a little knot right there I can't manage to get rid of. Okay, that's just going to be good enough. Okay, y'all, I'm going to put this in the fridge, and then we'll work on the caramel. Okay, now let's work on our caramel. I got a full, we'll say a little over a cup of caramel. And we're going to add to this 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. This just ensures this melts right, y'all. Now, really important with caramel, we're going to microwave this for 10 seconds only. 10 seconds, and then we're going to stir for 20. Then we're going to microwave again for 10 seconds and stir for another 20. You want to go really slow with caramel because it will burn very quickly. So just remember, only microwave it for 10 seconds, then stir for 20. I'll be right back. As you can see, basically nothing happened. I just stirred it and got the caramel all coated with the heavy cream. So now we're going back into the microwave for another 10 seconds. Okay, y'all. So far, I have microwaved this caramel for 50 seconds. So it may just depend on the kind of caramel that you're using. You know, you can get Werther's, you know, like the soft chews, and use those. But I still see some lumps in this, so I'm going back in for another 10 seconds. I need this to be really smooth and as flowy as I can get it, to get it to spread out over our chocolate. All right, y'all. See how flowy this is now? That's what we're looking for. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, this does not spread over that chocolate very easily, so you're just going to have to be a little bit patient. Let me grab it real quick. Here we go. We're going to take our spatula, and we're going to attempt to spread this out as best as we can. Now, most of the time, I can't get this to go all the way to the edge, and I'm all right with that. I just keep those pieces for myself if they don't get covered in the caramel. You could always add salt to this, some sea salt, if you like sea salted caramel. Just remember to be patient with this part because, like I said, this caramel doesn't spread so easily. Plus, our fudge has started to harden up in the fridge, which makes the caramel start to harden up very quickly once it hits it. You could also spray the back of your spatula with some, some non-stick spray. That would help you out. I don't have any, or I would, but I'm all right with this. Like I said, any of those pieces over there on the edge that aren't covered, I'm just going to keep them and eat them. Okay, so as we all know, caramel is pretty soft. Normally, I would say you'd leave your fudge in the refrigerator for about 2 hours. But because we've added caramel to the top of this, I'm actually going to let it sit in there for about an hour. When I know this top has gotten a little bit hardened, this caramel, and then I'm going to cover this up with tin foil, and I'm going to leave it in the fridge probably another 3 hours, if I'm honest, before I even attempt to cut in it. Just to be on the safe side. You can even leave it overnight if you want. And I will check it in about 4 hours and see what it's like. And if it's still kind of soft, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it overnight. And we'll cut into this tomorrow. So I'll see y'all then. Here we go. Now, since this was late in the evening, I let it sit in the fridge for 1 hour, and then I just put it in a zipper bag. Oh, yes. See how easy that comes off? Now, we're going to take our knife here, and I'm going to dip it in some hot water. I got a bowl of hot water sitting right beside me. And we're going to dry it off. Dip in there again. Now, you see how smoothly it goes through. And I will sit here, and do the rest of this off camera, but to show y'all, you can cut these as big or as small as you prefer. It's up to you. Like I told you before, you could also, as soon as you get the caramel poured on top, you can add some flaky sea salt if you like salted caramel. That's also really good. Put these aside since they really don't have much caramel on them. And there we go. Y'all, that's delicious. It's really, really delicious. Now, if you make this, once you leave it in the fridge overnight or for a few hours, however you do it, as long as you put this in an airtight container, you're still going to want to leave it in the fridge. Reason being, the caramel. Because if you leave this out, this caramel is going to start to melt, and it's just going to start to seep down around your fudge. That's good. Y'all give this chocolate caramel fudge a try. Absolutely delicious. You'll love it. You can make great Christmas presents with this. Like I told you in my other fudge videos, you get some of the little Christmas bags from Dollar Tree. You can add, 8 to 10 pieces per bag. Just tie them with a little twisty tie and give them as gifts. I guarantee you folks will love this. It's delicious. And then as a bonus, you, the maker, get to keep all the little edges that look like this, because they're just as good. But I hope y'all will give these a try for Christmas, or for any time really, but definitely for Christmas. I truly appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you again very soon.